All right. We're returning back to the studios of Asheville FM here in Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm here speaking with Smokifantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So Smokifantastic, I've had so many questions to ponder over all this time. And one of them is, how do you handle oxygen?
That is a great question. How do I handle oxygen? Well, oxygen with this particular human body, it is a lot about the Hindus and yogis call it prana. So it is about actually food. Oxygen I consider to be food. So when I'm bringing it into my body, it is a nutrient. It nurtures the body, and how you bring it into the body. Your vehicle is really important because you can do all kind of things with the oxygen. You can do a lot of healing work through how you bring in the oxygen and the intention that you're bringing in the oxygen.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that's how I do it. So it's food for me. It's also medicine for me, and this is the great connector of the earth. Actually, this is how you connect to the earth. I mean, without it, what would you do?
Well, yeah. How often do you eat this oxygen?
Every day, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, every day. There are people on this earth who are called breatharians, and that's all they do. They live off prana. They don't eat food. They drink very little water, and they just live off the air. That is how. You can do that.
With that much air, I feel like some floating might start to happen at that point. How does that interact with all that consumption of oxygen?
Well, you get really high. Yeah, you do get really high. You do really float. You float really high. You can. This is an awesome way to space travel. Actually, is just through prana alone. So yeah, I mean the oxygen here it's much more than your regular human being would think it is. In fact, most human beings don't really even think about oxygen at all. They don't think about the air that they're breathing at all. But yet, it's a major factor of their life.
Right. And so even though there might not be so much of it outside of the atmosphere of planet Earth, still using it, moving around this old galaxy of ours.
Yeah, you can use it as far as space travel goes. The intergalactic and the outergalactic it's fuel for space travel to begin with. So, yeah, you can use it on other planets. Some ETs are actually coming down here just to get some of it. So, yeah, it's very important. It's a very important thing.
What's your preferred method of space travel?
I'm a time traveler. I really like time traveling. Doing time magic. I'm really into that. It's really interesting. Yeah.
So moving through time inherently indicates a movement through space?
Yeah.
All right. I've heard about that before. I've yet to perfect that sort of travel, but I hear, local technology workers are hard at work working on your very own time-space travel device.
Yeah, I mean, well, the way I travel, there's inner and there's outer galactic travel. So intergalactic travel is about, what people call astral travel. Okay. And it's also what, it's multidimensional travel through space. And that way you can totally bend time and things like that.
Do you ever leave things in one dimension or another?
No, I haven't left anything, but, maybe some emotional imprints.
And how do you keep track of all those dimensions?
Well, the first way to keep track of different dimensions is to make sure that you just kind of remember who you are. First of all, because you can get lost and stuck and never come back. So the first thing is to remember who you are.
And so if you do get lost or stuck, how can someone get out? I'm sure all of our listeners are really curious. Some themselves might be stuck in their own spots right now.
That's when you might call the shaman in for some, soul retrieval or something like that. I mean, as far as, and I'm just explaining this on human being terms. But basically, nowadays, it's about you. The whole, lesson is you doing it yourself, and you becoming unstuck, and you finding your way home, I would say.
If listeners were interested in getting some guidance from you yourself, any ways of contacting and getting some of that guidance?
You can check me out on Smokifantastic on my Facebook page, Smoki Fantastic, and there I have events and stuff like that's going on, and different ways on which you could possibly learn from me, or lots of times just coming out to events or being a part of events or collaboration is kind of a way to do some space travel if that's what you're interested in.
We'll hear more about space travel and the amazing Smokifantastic after this break.
Ooh.